On your mark, get set. What's next? What did I miss? What did I miss? What? Oh, that's what the script reads. On your mark, get set, and go. The thing is, until you can erase 3 Februaries, shut up. Bang! Quality over quantity. LeBron has beaten some of the best competition in NBA history. He's the GOAT emoji. I will not cuss. I will not cuss. I will not swear. I will not swear.
Where sports is the base, life and fun are the results. This is the Brian Snow Show.
Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to this edition of the Brian Snow Show. Happy to have y'all with us. You're going to see 2 replays this afternoon. One of a fun segment that I do in the mornings, and one of chatting with a very, very dear friend who just happens to be the voice of the Indianapolis Colts. That's Mr. Matt Taylor. You will see both of those in replay form today. But I got to get 2 things out of the way. First of all, a welcome to all of you in the region, across the nation, and around the world. And 2, a welcome to those of you watching us on CSTV, CSTVnow.com, originating out of Reno, Nevada. Welcome to that audience. Thank you to Thomas O'Boyle and his crew for allowing it to happen. The person I need to thank the most is Coach Scott Fields, who made that connection happen. And man, I couldn't be happier to have this connection and to have not only this show, but Snowman in the Morning with Cole Johnson air on the West Coast as well. So I owe you guys a lot. But there are 2 people in particular that I'm going to spend this first segment throwing a lot of flowers to. The first one is my wonderful executive producer, Cole Johnson, who designed, recorded, and did the intro to this show and also to Snowman in the Morning. The man's a flipping genius. And that's just part of why I love him so much. I met Cole when I was living in LaPorte, Indiana, and I was going through a lot at the time. That I'll talk about at a later date. But his visual expertise on some of the segments we do, not only here, but on the morning show, especially on the morning show, have been nothing short of fabulous. And with all that goes on in his world, having a full-time job and still taking time out of his day to do this and collaborate with yours truly and with what he does with Cole Sports. And if y'all haven't had a chance to check out Cole Sports, I suggest you do. And also his soon to be award, well, that's an award winner. His second award winning show, Mentality, with my buddy Wise El Jefe. If you had a chance to check that out, I suggest you check that out. Also, you can find them both on YouTube. Um, but like I said, the man's a flipping genius. And that's just a part of why I love him so dearly. He has been there for me. He has been a brother, not only a brother, but a friend. He he tells me a lot of the stuff I don't want to hear, and at the same time, he tells me the stuff that I need to hear. I mean, he got on me about switching up brands and always having a different brand and rebranding and stuff like that. The other person who got on me about that, I'll talk about her in a minute. But he said one consistent brand will get you everywhere. So that's why I decided to roll with Snowman Multimedia, which leads me to the second person that I must give flowers to, and that is my beautiful wife, Jody. Not only did she tell me, quit rebranding yourself, you already got a brand out there, use it. But Jody, on 2 occasions, has saved my life. I believe y'all need to know who I am and what makes me tick besides sports. Here's a big part of it. When I was living in Michigan City, Indiana, I didn't know where the world was going to take me. I had gone through a horrible experience in Dayton, Ohio, living in Dayton, Ohio, trying to work there as well, and it just wasn't working. Fortunately, I got bailed out at the last minute, made my way back to Michigan City, but then I thought, okay, what do I do now? What's my next step? Well, that's where my beauty Jody comes in. That is where the first time she rescued me comes in, because I had just about all but given up on any and everything. And then I met her, and we were talking and chatting. And then on September 1st, 2018, while I was covering a football game in Chesterton, Indiana, and I'm glad I had a chance to do that game because it got rained out the night before, or stormed out. That afternoon, I climbed up into the booth, and anyone who is familiar with Chesterton Stadium knows how steep those steps are to get up to the press box. I'll share stories like that's part of what the Brian Snow Show is all about. I'll share a lot of broadcasting stories too. But yeah, I told myself, how am I going to make an impression on this beautiful lady who has already made an impression on me? How do I do this? How? Then it came to me. I'm going to stand out in front of the crowd. So, what I decided to do was to pick up my cell phone. I dialed her number. And as for those of you that are watching on CSTV, I did this. I put the phone in my headset while I was describing the play, because it was at that time I said, I have to hear her voice. I have to hear her voice. Well, needless to say, when I heard her giggle in return, I was a goner. I was hooked. I flipped. Everything that you can possibly say about a man who was immediately in love. Yeah, that's me. That's me. And then some. And I don't feel one bit bad about it. Why? Because it was at that point when I heard her voice that I knew she was the one for me. Sometimes you just don't know how, you just don't know when, you just know. You just know. And at that point, I knew that I would be with Jody forever. And man, I'm just so happy that every day she has proven me right. She has been the one for me. She absolutely has been the one for me. And I wouldn't have this. I wouldn't have this any other way. I would not have this any other way because that was the first time she saved my life. The second time was when I got diagnosed with pancreatic cancer. And I didn't know what to do. I really didn't. Well, enter Dr. K yet again. And Dr. K, and we were living in North Carolina when I got diagnosed in 2021. And Dr. K effectively said, you know what? I hate to do this to you, but I need some emotional support and we got to get some better doctors. So we're going to pull the trigger and move back to Indiana. And I was so chemoed out, stressed out, flipped out at the time that I didn't get what was going on. And at that point I didn't care. I just know I didn't want to die of cancer because I had just recently mourned at that time the loss of my mother, who also succumbed to cancer. I didn't want to go through it again. That's the second time I went through it. The first time, of course, was with my dad. So it's like, okay, now what? Well, that's when Dr. K stepped up and said, you know what? I'm going to take the bull by the horns. And she did. We moved back here to Indiana. And it's been a crazy ride since. It's been nuts. But we got hooked up with Franciscan Healthcare. And he made a phone, Dr. Raghunath, who's my oncologist, made a phone call for me. And in that phone call, he made to Dr. Attila Nakib, who we met like I'd say some 4 or 5 weeks later. Dr. Nakib started drawing on a paper towel. I'll never forget this. Started drawing on a paper towel what he was going to do surgically to remove this pancreatic cancer tumor from my abdomen. And I looked at him and I said, can you get this thing or not? And in no uncertain terms said, yes, we'll get it. I won't repeat the actual phrase he used, but I was dancing in the aisles that day. I was dancing in the aisles that day. Well, it got better. April 4th of last year, we had the surgery. I spent it's been the better part of a year for me recovering from all the lingering effects of said surgery. But as of February 15th, we got the message that we have been praying for, that I am in full remission from pancreatic cancer. And when Dr. Roganoff, because the way Jody explained it in the office visit that day, she said, we're waiting on the 1 year anniversary, April 4th, to find out if he's in remission or not. Those were her exact words. And I'm sorry for all the adjusting, but that's when we got the news that I am in remission, because Dr. Roganoff said it plainly. He said the remission has already started. I said, what? He said, yeah, the remission's already started. Man, I have been dancing every day since then, since February 15th of this year. Now, the trick is to get stronger. The trick is to get better. I couldn't be happier. I really could not be happier with everything that's going on. Still a ways to go, still some hurdles to clear, but doggone it, I couldn't be happier. Which brings me to this before we take a break. We are in the process of getting a lot of things together, but we could sure use your help. And for those of you who were watching, you see the address at the bottom of your screen. And for those of you who are listening on all of our audio networks, the address you need is gofund.me/E283E211. And if you want to sponsor this show as well, get a hold of Thomas O'Boyle at CSTV or a hold of myself at 919-247-3622. I thank y'all for allowing me this segment at this time to kind of pull you in and let you know what's going on, and let you know that Snowman in the Morning, as well as the Brian Snow Show, will be live on CSTV. If you go to CSTV.now, CSTVnow.com. I knew I'd fumble that address. Or you can find CSTV on Roku. That's where you can find this wonderful network based out of Reno, Nevada that took us on, and I couldn't be happier. And I appreciate Thomas O'Boyle and the rest of his crew for taking that chance. A break, and then a bronze-sexual confession. Normally, you only see that in the morning, but I think this afternoon it's necessary after the Lakers took a fat L last night. Back in a minute.
Where sports is the base, life and fun are the results. This is the Brian Snow Show.
So this thing called sports, it has fans again. It has full stadiums, full arenas, and more. And you want to be a part of it, don't you? Of course you do. If you begin to scour the resale market, there will be tickets available. And what you need to get those tickets that you want so badly is SeatGeek. SeatGeek is the app available to you that lends a hand in helping you get the tickets that you want for the events that you want. SeatGeek rates the tickets on a 1 to 10 scale, and the best part is the tickets are vetted for authenticity, so you know what you are getting and you know you are not getting scammed. And now you can save even more by using the code SNOWMAN and getting $20 off with your very first purchase. Yes, you can do all of that with the power of SeatGeek, helping you get to the games that you want, so you fans can fan. So let's all fan.
The original Think Drink is back. Level up with proven ingredients formulated to crush your competition. No gimmicks, no jitters, no messing around. Just high-potency results that keep you moving day or night. There's a new nerd in town, and we came to play. Nerd Focus, smarter than energy.
Now, I'm known as the guy who can fix just about anything, but The technology in most appliances requires very special training to fix, and that's why my family has Choice Home Warranty.
Choice Home Warranty covers over 25 major home systems and appliances. That's your AC, heating, plumbing, kitchen and laundry appliances, and so much more.
Call Choice Home Warranty now before something breaks down.
Get protection for your heating, AC, plumbing, kitchen and laundry appliances, and more.
Call 800-973-6121.
Here's an important message from the Diabetes Solution Center. Do you like pricking your fingers to test your blood sugar levels? No one does, but it's important to maintain your health. And now, by wearing a small remote device called a continuous glucose monitor, or CGM, you don't need to prick your fingers anymore. It's easy to use and helps you make more accurate diabetes treatment decisions. If you are testing your blood sugar 3 or more times daily, injecting insulin, or using an insulin pump, call the Diabetes Solution Center right now. And if you have Medicare or most major insurance coverage, you may be able to get a new CGM at little to no out-of-pocket cost. Shipping is free and we'll even bill your insurance company for you. If you are testing your blood sugar 3 or more times daily, injecting insulin, or using an insulin pump, call the Diabetes Solution Center right now to learn how to end the painful finger sticks and get your own continuous glucose monitor, or CGM, at little to no out-of-pocket cost.
Where sports is the base, life and fun are the results. This is the Brian Snow Show.
I'm back. I've had so many people ask me, what made you start this thing? Well, the answer is kind of the same for both my shows that I do on a daily basis, and that is because someone dared me to put my opinions out there, so I did. Let's take a look in the Fanatic Feedback Zone. My brother Wise El Jefe joining us says hello, everyone. The Hawk TV out of the DC area. And of course, Ryan McCoffey. Let's get funky for another installment of the Brian Snow Show. Ow! Have mercy. Thank you, Ryan. Thank you all to everyone that has shown up on this maiden voyage of the Brian Snow Show on CSTV. CSTVnow.com is where you can find it. And now I'm going to do something that's going to make Wise very angry with me. Actually, it's going to make him laugh at the same time. Normally on Wednesdays and in the morning only, we kind of do a segment that focuses on one person. And he's told me, Wise is, he's like the conscience, saying, don't do it. Don't do it. It's not Wednesday. I know it's not Wednesday. But bye, Felicia. Shut up. Matter of fact, let me change this. I'm gonna adjust on the fly. Wise, if you stick around, I want you to come up here. Let me drop this in the chat for this link in the chat for Wise only. He says bye. He says bye, Felicia. I was supposed to have him on yesterday, but unfortunately, Wise had to take care of something with his family. So, Wise, if you see that, I want you to get up here and talk with me. The NFL draft is coming up next week. What is your team doing at their position? I'll tell you what one of my teams are doing. There are two teams in this household, the Indianapolis Colts and the San Francisco 49ers. One belongs to my wife, and the 49ers belong to me. There is rumors going around, lots of them, that Trey Lance may be going bye-bye.
What's going on, brother?
You stopped me from making a mistake, and I love you for that.
Listen, that's part of that's part of who you are, is your rants with LeBron. So I'm used to it.
But see, Victor said it best when he called you the conscience of the morning show. And that all started, I got to tell the folks this story. That all started when I was about to push the button for the intro and Wise was off camera. And all of a sudden, we hear Wise go, "Don't do it. Don't do it." And Cole and I are just cracking up laughing. That's what earned you the nickname The Conscience of that show. But then I'm hooked on another show that you do with Cole, Mentality, which is absolutely fabulous. And then another nickname came up, Bizarro Wise.
Yes.
And I saw the rant you did on one Jason Whitlock. I'm sorry.
Listen, I'm fat myself, so it's okay. I can talk about
But
it.
and the way you said, wait a minute. The way you said when you were just going in, I mean, just completely going off when you said that fat, and then you paused, and then comes back, and then you come back and say, well, I'm fat, so I can talk about fat. I'm fat myself, so I can talk about fat people. I lost it.
Because I want people to be a hypocrite. Listen, I know I'm a big dude, so but it's just that Cole knows, like Cole
He knows how to get you going.
The genius of Cole,
yes,
he knows what topics is gonna be gold. He knows like this is what I'm gonna feed. Why this is this, and that's why I love him because he like we've known each other a year and a couple of weeks, and the chemistry we've built in that year is
incredible,
undeniable, and the relationship we've built. It's like he hops into your brain and he knows, all right, this is what he's gonna kill this. If I throw this up there, he's gonna slam dunk it.
Oh, he's thrown you on your editions of on y'all's show Mentality. When he throws you lobs and I can see you flying from the other sideline to cram it down, all I do is sit back and listen and just laugh. Because he throws you gems.
Oh, and that's what I love is the fact that my brother I spoke to him today about it, and I told him, I said, I appreciate you pushing me to the forefront, making me the face, but I can't be who I am without him. I can't without EP extraordinaire that he is.
Right.
He knows how to structure the show, knows when this is gonna fit in, when this is gonna fit in, edits it beautifully every episode, professionally done.
And that was one of the points that you made in your 6 tips to launching a successful podcast when you talked about editing. So for those who are just getting started, editing is huge.
And he is a master at it. He knows what needs to come out, and I'm blessed to be able to learn from him.
Yeah.
Like I told, like it's our show, but he does it right now. He's doing all the heavy lifting. I told him when I'm ready to EP a show, I'll let you know. But I said, I know I'm not in the position to produce a show how you make it.
Right.
So I know my place. I know right now I'm the talent. I know I'm the one to be talking, and because he behind the scenes, he is the man. And on the mic, he's the man. But he gives me the opportunity to shine because he's like, here, I want my brother to shine. But what he doesn't know is his producing it's what's the killer. It's what really makes mentality.
And he just picks subjects that he knows that all he has to do is just hand you the football.
And I'm gonna run with it.
And you're gonna run with it.
I'm gonna run with it.
One of the ones that gets me, besides this recent one where you went off on Jason Whitlock, is the one with Dave Portnoy. I went back and watched that and listened to that and listened to you go completely off. In fact, what I'm in the process of doing, to throw you some flowers, is putting a little compilation together of you going completely berserk on different subjects. which I love you doing because it's so entertaining, to the point where my wife heard your voice and then saw you, and the blooper that you did on the morning show that Cole like cut perfectly, she heard that and she said, did he just Yes, honey, he did. And she said, and she followed it up by saying, I'm surprised you haven't sworn on the air. I looked at her and I said, baby, I have more than once.
But now I've been behaving. I've been behaving because I know
You
we
even
are
said
on.
yesterday you were restraining yourself.
I was because we
I
because we're
know.
now
I know
because
you
we're
were.
now on radio, so I don't want
Yes.
anyone to get fined because of us.
Right.
So
But at the same time, when you said that, when you were talking about Jason Whitlock and you had calmed yourself and you said, I'm restraining myself. I'm
yeah,
sitting in here in my office going, no, don't. I
that's the
want you to go berserk.
oh no, it's there's
Because
believe me, there's
it's
things I really
fun.
want to, but it's all in good fun, and
It
it's
is.
just to have a good time and express ourselves and be able to put out content that is valuable to the community. To me, it's what we're doing is showing that anyone who's dedicated and works hard can 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 do this. They can be successful at this. They can grow it to the point where eventually you'll be making money in your sleep, man.
Oh, we're getting there. And
It's the
it won't be long.
dedication.
It is.
It's the dedication, and it's the fact that you know what, none of us are. That's not what we're focused on. We're not
Mhm.
focused on, like, yes, we all want to get monetized, we want to make money, yes, but that's not what we're focused on. We're focused on creating the best content possible,
Right.
helping each other out, uplifting each other because we have a great community.
Well, we do.
Always, you
You
always seeing Ryan McCarthy support every show out there. You
and
always see
you and
Hawk
I
TV.
met through you and I met through someone else. And the first time I got you on the air with me, I remember you saying, how long is this going to be? I'm thinking 20 to 30 minutes. Yeah, right. It wasn't 20 to 30
We
minutes. It was
no,
a
we had
good
a good time,
what?
man.
A good 90 minutes and we were laughing the whole time.
Yeah.
We were laughing the whole time during that because that's the community that we're putting together. And
Listen,
it's fun building it with you.
the person shall remain nameless. He he connect.
And
Listen,
that's how we do. That's how we say it now.
this the person will be. I'm not promoting him. I'm not.
No.
I appreciate the fact that I've met a lot of wonderful people through him, but
Mhm.
when you're not good peoples, you're not good people. I don't
True.
associate. I don't associate with people like that because you can see the selfishness in them that they all think about themselves.
Mhm.
Where in this community, we all just we want each other to grow. We want to help support each other. That's why I love the people in the chat. I love Ryan McCarthy. I love Hawk TV because they're always supporting. So though
Yeah.
whenever I get the chance and I see one of them live, I go jump on their live and I'm in there putting comments and cheering them on and liking and sharing because that's the way we grow.
That's
Is
the
being
way.
able to. That's one of the things I did on this one is networking. It's
Mhm.
growing these relationships with people that you have to be consistent with. You have to want to appear on other people's shows. You're gonna want people to come on your show.
Mhm.
You want to
And
be able to do these things
it was
because
the other side of it for me appearing on other people's shows, yours and Ryan's and many others. That kind of unlocked the door for me because I've appeared on a lot of different shows just in the past 2 years between two different states, between here and North Carolina. And with all that happening and everything that was going on, people were still contacting me. Hey, when can I get you on here? Let me get healthy first. And then I'll resume my work schedule. But last May, when Cole put that intro together for me, using the theme from Shaft and a couple
bro. I'm honestly, bro, the best thing you did was having Colder Reigns
Mhm.
because it allowed you now the opportunity to focus more on building yourself back up and not have to worry about executive producer thing be able to focus on you as the talent, as Brian Snow, the talent, and not have to worry about producing the show, because now you have Cole coming in, structuring the show, and because you let's not get it wrong, you had a great show before Cole. It was awesome.
But see,
So
Cole provided that steadying force that I
yes,
needed.
yes,
That he provided that structure that I needed, and he was.
and
I say it all the time. I said it to you, and I said to Jody, and I said to many others. Not only was he the right call to be the EP, he was my only call.
bro, he's helped me improve all the shows I produce, because I see how he structures shows. And now I'm like, all right, this is what I need to do. This is what I'm working on. This is how I'm structured this, structured that. And I listen, the man is a genius. The man knows what he's doing when he produces shows. Why would I not want to learn from someone like this?
And continue to learn from him.
Why not ask him questions when he's continuously, brother, if you need any help, let me know. You have any questions, let me know. So when someone is offering you these opportunities to learn, take it and run with it.
Take it and run. Take it and run.
When you build these relationships where people are willing to share their knowledge to help you make you better, make you, bro. Honestly, I love you. I appreciate you, because without you, I don't meet Cole, and I don't meet everybody else in the chat and all, because I don't meet Ben.
Well,
I don't meet all these other wonderful people that has helped me within the last year get to another level. I'm not at the level that I want to be at,
right?
But it's growing. It's going. They just released the interview I just did with Canvas Rebel. That's a blessing. That's being able to have, that's being recognized for what I'm doing. And now they asked for referrals. I referred you. I referred Cole. I referred people that, let's get this boost. Now, when you do yours and you finish yours, you refer McCarthy. You refer other people. You refer other people, and that's how it grows. That's how we grow.
It's a constant. I've said this for so many years of being a play-by-play announcer and now sports talk host. It's a constant practice. It's a constant stage of improvement. You know, what can you, and the way Jody broke it down for me one day, what can you do better today to make your craft better, to make yourself better?
You have to want to improve every day.
Yeah. You absolutely have to.
You have to want to come into it. And that's why I love doing Stuck in My Mind, because I get to learn from people, and now I get to add these, whatever I feel is necessary, into what I'm trying to grow and what I'm trying to build. And hopefully the audience gets to learn something if they're into trying to grow a business, or whatever, they're entrepreneurs, whatever it is. Honestly, I love doing my show because I get to learn from it. I get to develop myself as an artist, as a producer, as in so many different ways, that it's amazing the change and the growth in myself within these last couple of years from where I started at.
And the new ID that you did with your logo, that is fantastic. That is only a part of the identity.
That's me using the tools that are out there available to me. That's me learning about ChatGPT, learning structure from Cole. And now I got the structure from Cole. I have an AI tool that I can use, that I can implement that structure in now. And don't listen, ChatGPT is a tool that I recommend to anyone who really wants to create content, because if you put in the right prompts and the right information, it's gonna feed you what you need, and it's gonna it's gonna give you a blueprint. You don't necessarily have to copy it word for word, but it's gonna give you a blueprint of like, okay, I could take this,
It'll
use
give you
this,
an
use this,
idea of what you can
and
use.
and it's helped me structure my shows much better now.
Do you write your questions down for your guests most of the
Uh,
time?
I use ChatGPT because I input my guest information and I go,
Right.
I need unique questions to ask my guests.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll say, give me 10 to 15 unique questions. And they usually give me 15. And for the most part, I'll word them my way.
Yeah.
And I'll like, maybe if I word it this way, so because you have to make it your own. It's questions that are relevant and is gonna help your audience learn who they are, but you
Mm-hmm.
have to still make it your own. You have to make it
Yeah.
your personality.
You have to. Hawk TV joins us from the DC area. Learned a lot from watching Snowman. I humbly thank you. And trying to practice my skills as an aspiring podcaster. You're not aspiring. You are a podcaster, Hawk. You are there. Once you enter it, you're in it.
You're only gonna listen. If you think you're gonna jump out, you're gonna jump into a podcast and you're gonna be awesome from the beginning. You got another thing coming to you.
True.
It's
True.
ridiculous for you to think that you're gonna be on point with everything you're talking about on your podcast or whatever. You're not. It's not easy. It's like we make it look easy because we've been doing it for such a long time now.
Right.
And we're
We've been,
still learning. We
and we're,
still have our technical difficulties. The other day,
oh, yeah.
I was fine, but I had a guest say, "Oh, I can't hear you," and I bet I went off what they said,
Mm-hmm.
and when I went and reviewed, I was fine. It was them, but these are the things that happen. I cut the show. I cut the show short because I was like, "Oh man, maybe people can't hear me," but eventually, I looked. I was like, "Okay, everything went through fine." It was whoever was the audience member who said, "Oh, they can't hear me speak up," and it was them that was
Mm-hmm.
muted or whatever it was. I don't know.
Yeah. Been there with that. I figured out my road setup and the pieces that I need, which I've since ordered, swapped out, and I've constantly tested it. I've constantly tested it here, and I constantly tested on the road, and that's helped. And you got this from Hawk TV, and Wise has the perfect name for the pod stuck in my mind. I cannot tell you how many times I've been stuck in my own mind and hurting myself in the process.
And that's one thing I know is I've been stuck in my head. There's things that I even to now to this day I know there's things that I need to work on,
Mm-hmm.
but I don't know for some reason I don't do it. So I need to. I'm working on myself still. I'm still
Right.
improving. I'm knowing that there are things that I know once I start doing, it's gonna really help me.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like I'm like anyone else. I have my flaws. I have my things that I need to work on, and and start implementing them. Like I seen a picture of like Ryan McCarthy. You are the man. I saw a picture of you before in your face, and I see you now, brother. Congratulations, brother.
Indeed.
You inspire me to really get on my weight loss journey, brother, because I seen the difference in you. So big shout outs to you, brother. You are doing some amazing things.
Well, y'all inspired me even before my surgery. Y'all were inspiring me to get on my weight loss journey. And now it's me building my strength back, especially after surgery, a year out from surgery. If you would have told me that after a year I'd be in full remission from pancreatic cancer, I honestly would have called you nuts. I didn't think it would be possible. Huh, I'm glad I'm wrong.
But why not? Why see I don't believe you say that. I don't believe you because you knowing you went in with the mentality saying you're gonna beat this. Like so and that's how you was able to beat this, because you went in with that mindset that I'm not gonna let this defeat me, even though you heard whatever negative, whatever
Mhm.
that first doctor said. You didn't let that, because a lot of people, when they hear cancer, they give up.
True.
There's people
True.
like, they hear about it and it affects them so deeply emotionally, and it just eats them alive. I've had family members where once they look, like 1 minute they're healthy, and once they find out they get cancer, it's just like boom, just takes them.
They,
A
yeah,
lot of people,
takes them out.
a lot of people give up. Like, oh
My
my
dad
God.
fought prostate cancer for 15 years because he got diagnosed in 91, and it finally took him in June of 2007. So almost 16 years he fought it. And it wasn't until, like, I say 2005, when he finally went through the chemo, and it ate him up. It just wore him out. And by the time he passed in 2007, he was not the same man. I mean, I knew who he was because he was there, but he was rail thin. His skin was very loose, and he could barely sit up in bed. I lost both my parents to cancer because I lost my mom to breast cancer. But it's like y'all said, I decided it wasn't going to take me. I couldn't. There was still so much I had to do, and I just found Jody. That's the chief reason I wasn't going to let it beat me.
It's with anything in life. Like, everyone has their story. Honestly, everyone has their story. Everyone has their struggles. No
Mhm.
one. It's how you react to it. It's how you uplift yourself. It's how you're able to rebound. Like, life has its peaks and valleys, and it's just how you pick yourself up, and just dust it off, and like, either you can give up or you continue to grind and live your life, because that's what you're here for. You're basically here to learn and grow and develop relationships, and develop yourself. And so
Indeed.
to be able to do this, you have to go on with the mindset that, hey, day is a new day. Every day it's not yesterday. You can't come in with the same. If you had a bad day yesterday, you can't start the new day. That's why you're blessed to have a new day. It's a fresh new start.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Ryan McCarthy joining us. Things can go wrong. For example, my blue mic wasn't on for my last live stream, and StreamYard caught my headphone mic instead. Even those of us who have been in the game for a while mess up. Oh, Lord knows. I'll share this story. I went to Kansas City um, to cover Chicago State and UMKC, and the only things I was armed with was a tape recorder and a handheld microphone and headphones. So I plugged my microphone into the recorder. I set up my mic stand. I'm ready to roll. But then I realized, I have to make an adjustment. Got to make an adjustment with the volume. I pull out my microphone and it exploded. I'm like, now what? Fortunately, the folks at UMKC outfit me with a microphone that I could use that night, that could easily plug in, record the broadcast, and I'm on my way home. But to say things can mess up is an understatement.
Oh yeah, listen, I've there's been times where I haven't recorded the show. There's been times where,
What?
yeah,
Really?
I've sat down, and when I was doing audio, I thought I
Yeah.
recorded the audio, didn't
Mhm.
record it. Whole
Oh,
half
wow.
whole hour interview.
A
Um,
full hour? Oh, wow.
I had even on StreamYard messed up on me one time where
Mhm.
we went through it. We recorded a whole show, and then it showed as we didn't record the show, so we recorded another segment, and then it ended up being two shows in one. So
Oh,
it
man.
was just crazy. Things happen, man. It's
It's technology.
you either get upset with it or you just roll with the punches.
So many punches I've had to roll with over years. I told you that one about the time I went to Kansas City and my microphone exploded. I was doing a baseball game and I had my handheld mic out the window, had it set up perfectly, and then between innings, I go to write down a pitching change, and I hear this loud thoosh. My mic stand fell out. My microphone was dangling from the window. And I looked down and I said, there's no way I can go down and get that mic stand now. That's when improvisation, either you have it or you don't.
Yeah.
Because what I had to do, and it was like a 50-foot cord. I pulled that whole thing back in, and then I wired it through the fence, and it hung, and it stuck it stuck perfectly for the rest of the game. And everybody that was coming by the mic trying to say something, and I'm telling them, no, don't say anything there. Well, fortunately, one of the folks at the stadium lent a hand with a little bit of yellow tape, a little caution tape, and he roped off that area. And that happened in the third inning. I was able to get through the next, what wound up being an 11-inning broadcast. Game wound up going 11 innings.
You gotta laugh at those things. You can't get upset. You have to enjoy those moments, man. It's those moments that just.
What was one of your funniest moments? What was one of your funniest times where you had a great guest but also struggled with technology?
Oh man. As everyone know, my grandson Bryson, who's a regular contributor to my shows.
Yes.
It had to be when he cut, and he's done it twice, where he's cut the power off of everything, and I just go completely black. And thank God on one of the shows, the guest was a professional podcaster, so he kept the show going until I was able to get back on. But it's those moments where he looks up and he goes, "Hey, pop," and you can't get upset. Like, what am I gonna say to my?
What are you gonna say to your grandson?
Yeah, I can't get upset with him. So it happens. But you gotta laugh, man. You gotta enjoy those moments, and I already see that he's gonna be a natural on the mic.
Because he's been on with us in the morning.
Yeah, he's a regular contributor, and we'll have him this weekend. So I'm excited to see him because they moved out. So now I get to see him less. But yeah, he always comes see Pop when Pop is in the studio. And if my door is locked, he will bang on my door until I let him in. Bang on my door, Pop. I start crying, and so yeah, he wins.
That sounds like my grandchildren, because I know if I see them, they're going to be all surrounded here, going, "What are you doing?" And the first person that did that to me was my nephew.
Yeah,
my nephew Remington, who is now 24. When I met him when he was 3, and I was at my parents' house. I set up my studio from left to right, mixer, laptop, and then keyboard, and then desktop. And I had my microphone on a stand. I didn't have a boom arm. He walked up there and just like grabbed this and went, "What's this?" He did this. Unc, what's this?
No, he knows. He'll come out and go, "Bryson, what's this? Microphone? What's that? Camera?"
Yep.
And
camera. All you would have to do is point to it, and he knows what it is.
Yeah.
I leave y'all with this story. My friend Mark Farina, rest his soul, and I were doing a game for Roosevelt University in Chicago. They had to move the game up a day because of pending storms that were coming in. We were playing Cardinal Stritch, and everything was fine. 10-inning thriller. Okay, they came back, won the game, and we were trying to get out as fast as we could. I'm trying to pack up and save the broadcast for the replay on my station. Everything got saved, and then the lights were turned off. You want to talk about the blind leading the blind? We had to go down the stairs. We couldn't use the elevator because they shut the electricity off.
Wow.
We went down the stairs trying to find our way out. There was no ambient light at Standard Bank Stadium. And then a couch got in the way. And Mark, bless his heart, got around the couch. Me flopped over on it. And to this day, folks who remember that broadcast going, how did you get out of there? I don't know, but somehow a couch and a table got in the way. And when we finally saw the light, I was so excited to get to the car that I nearly fell because I was tripping over you know how those stairs at a stadium are so thin?
Yeah.
And I wear a size 15 shoe. So I got problems as it is. I got problems as it is. So I'm so excited to get downstairs with my equipment. Equipment fell out. I had the laptop in the suitcase, and thank God that didn't break. Finally piled everything back into the suitcase. And like I said, we're all sprinting because the storm was supposed to happen that night. I finally made it to the car. He got me back home, and that was one of the craziest scenarios ever. One of the craziest. I'll never forget it. I will never forget it, and I'll never will forget you. Wise El Jefe joining me this afternoon. There will be many, many more times where the conscience will come in and he'll join me. I love you so much.
Love you
You've
too,
done
brother.
so much for me, not just for my shows, but for me as a person. You are a brother. I love you dearly, and we are going to do this. We're going to do this more often. Are you on tomorrow morning with me?
Yes, I'll be on tomorrow. Because it's bass time. It's definitely the boom shakalaka.
We have to have you when bass gets this because you don't know what bass is going to say.
Oh no, but bass is that's someone else. I've been blessed within the last year to really get to know, and it's being able to learn from the OGs that like you and bass that've been doing it for years, to be able to learn from you guys and just add it to my style and add it to who I am as a person, as a broadcaster. So
now we will know if you've been affected by bass, where one day on Mentality we just hear you bust out and go, what in the all types of blue hell?
No, I might not ever come out like that because bass is just bass. He's just
or something to that effect. Something to that effect.
I think I've come to that. So listen, I've had some moments of mentality. To put it nicely, I've had some moments on mentality that it's just
nor anyone.
It's become
it's
become a staple to the show. So
yeah, and your F Boston kind of has become a staple also.
Yes.
You should end your segment like that every time.
And I was thinking about it. I was thinking about that.
It doesn't matter what the subject is. You should just
I was considering that.
Because now I'm like, see, we talk about fighting with equipment. There you go. I was thinking about taking a piece of you and going F the Cubs at some of my segments.
But the crazy shit is that it's your own city. It's your city.
Yes,
it's a completely whole different city.
It's a whole different city with you. And I know the rivalry between the New York Yankees and the Boston Red Sox.
Yes,
like you're familiar.
That's where the majority of that's where the majority of the F Boston comes from. Is that rivalry?
One day you just busted it out.
Because baseball, it was the beginning of baseball. It was the beginning of baseball season.
Yes.
And so when baseball season starts, I'm in my Boston mode. That's just the mode I'm in.
The same with me with the Cubs.
Yeah.
And I've had so many people from Chicago ask me, you know, why aren't you a Cubs fan? You're from Chicago. I'm a South Sider, baby. F the Cubs.
And Hawk TV.
I will
I love
not.
you, brother, but we
answer
both know that
that's a lie. I'll say it for you. That's a lie. Thank you, Wise. I love you, brother. Thanks
Love
for
you
coming up
too.
today.
All right, later.
Oh, Wise El Jefe, number 420. Thank you, Bob Shepard, for that impression. And I got to go. I will see y'all tomorrow. Thank you for watching on CSTVnow.com. Thank you for watching on CSTV on Roku, on YouTube, and everywhere else, and for listening on all of our favorite audio networks. So long, everybody.
Thank you for tuning into The Brian Snow Show, where sports is the base, life and fun are the results.